Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys our MLG Week 2 battle against the Phil Nilsson and his team that I forget the name of. Phil's a really funny dude. Those of you in the Showdown community obviously know Phil, but though my Wi-Fi peeps, I want to go check out Phil and see some very interesting content, like his beautiful PRs that he drops every team tour. Definitely go check him out. He's also a really good player. So we definitely have our work cut out for us, and you can see he drafted a pretty nasty stall team. So we're gonna try and have to break through this thing, or this team with ours. And I think I have a really cool team, and you know, things like that. So we'll be able to show it off here in a second. We'll talk about it when we get into the team builder. But of course, if you guys do enjoy today's video, please be sure to drop a like and sub to the channel. We're on our way to 1,000 subs, and I would really appreciate it if you helped us out along that journey. But yeah, that being said, oh, and go check out all the other coaches in the description below. Again, I said it last week, but showing support to new content creators and new draft league creators is always really important in helping the format grow. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys want to check everybody out. But that being said, let's jump into the matchup. Obviously, you can see our team above, and you can see Phil's team, which consists of Clefable, Greninja, Skarmory, Toxapex, Raikou, Dugtrio, Quagsire, Kangaskhan, and Mega Sableye. Very, very interesting stall build. It's going to be really tough for us to break through, but for those of you guys who watched the draft analysis, and if you hasn't, go watch it. You'll see what we have a Delibird on our team, but I'll spoil it. 3, 2, 1, Wombo Claws. If you guys don't remember, MLG has a clause where if you draft a 1-point Pokemon, it can Dynamax. And that's the plan this game. I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm playing the bulkiest of stall teams, but I think this is going to be a great indicator of how broken Dynamax is if all things go well and according to plan. This Pokemon can just cleave through Phil's entire team. There is not a single Pokemon on Phil's team that does not get 2 KO'd or OHKO'd by the combination of Max Ice, Max Flying, or Max Ground. Just doesn't exist. We have Max Brave Bird, obviously, for Clef, Max Brave Bird for Greninja, Max Ice Beam 2 KOs any Skarm, which is great. Max Ground and Max Flying just rip through Pex. Max Ground for the Raikou. Max Flying, Ice, Ground, whatever for Dugtrio. Max Flying, Max Flying, Max Flying. Max Flying to a Fizdef Sableye does like 65% or something like that. Like, it does ridiculous amounts of damage. And the good thing about this is we lead this Pokemon, and a Max Flying into like a Max Ice Beam should OHKO most Mega Sableye variants. And if you guys haven't played Stall, or haven't played like true Stall with like Nat Dex and all of its pieces available to it, one of the big keys to Stall is getting your Mega Sableyes Mega off early. So you typically see a lead Mega Sableye with Fake Out in order to, you know, immediately get that Magic Bounce ready to go. So that's why I'm going to be guaranteed leading this Delibird and guaranteed max airstreaming, because he can't, what do you call it, Fake Out. He can't protect very viably either. He's just going to let me potentially compound boost and things like that. So he'll be in a pretty tough spot turn 1 regardless if I lead this thing into a Mega Sableye lead. And I really do think that's what's going to happen here. So I'm really hoping Delibird puts in a lot of work. We have Spikes as our last slot in case we get up to +1, +2, +3 speed. Mega Sableye's dead. And we can't knock out what's in front of us after we Dynamax. We can just set up a layer of Spikes and then go down. So that's obviously really nice, and I'm really excited for this thing. Next up, we have another really fun set with our Melmetal, rocking with Leftovers, Iron Fist's ability, Double Iron Bash, Discharge, Substitute, and Toxic. EVs are, you got 232 HP, 204 attack, 36 speed def, and 36 speed with an adamant nature. This Pokemon is really, really fun in this matchup. The Discharge is for Skarmory, and now I know that Discharge doesn't really break through Skarmory, but Discharge in conjunction with Paras and Double Iron Bash flinch chances, especially if it's Rocky Helmet, it's actually kind of worse for him in the sense that he's not getting any recovery back if he's not Leftovers in between these turns. We can bait for flinches, we can bait for Paras, and kind of just sit in front of that thing. It has to be body press to break our sub too, which is another really, really interesting aspect of this set. And everything besides the Skarm, we either sub Toxic or sub Bash. We can discharge down the Pex and at least force a little bit of damage on it before we're forced out. It's not really going to be breaking our subs or anything like that, which is also really clutch. And again, if it's not Rocky Helmet, discharge into Bash, Double Iron Bash pair flinching is a really good way of breaking that thing down too. So this is a really cool set against this team. Now we're a little bit stuffed by Quagsire, just because Quagsire can obviously just recover off a lot of damage. But again, we're subbing, toxicking it down, really chipping it, and I feel like a lot of my team deals with Quagsire pretty darn well. So I don't know if it really necessarily even comes in this matchup, to be honest. So I definitely like Melmetal a lot here, and I think it's going to do some work just by just being Adamant Discharge here. Next up, we have our Choice Specs Gengar with Curse Body, Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt, and Energy Ball. We have a bunch of coverage on this thing. We could have potentially gone Trick, but I really like the offensive coverage on Gengar this week, and I love the fact that we can go modest specs too. It does phenomenally in this game, and depending on what button we click, we do a lot of damage to whatever comes in. I think one of the flaws to Phil's, like, you know, build here is that he has very flimsy ghost resist. He has Greninja, which isn't a great one, and then he has Kangaskhan as his immunity, which is very liable to be pushed through with Sludge Wave. So again, if we're clicking the right buttons, Gengar can 2-hit KO this entire team. We just have to be careful about which buttons we're clicking, obviously. So yeah, Gengar definitely looks really solid here. Next up, we have our Slowking rocking out with the heavy-duty boots, regenerated stability, Future Sight, Nasty Plot, Scald, and Slack Off. Now, why are we modest Future Sight, Nasty Plotting Slowking? Well, I don't know why this is a mechanic, and I don't know why I remember this from very, like, niche Showdown lives I've watched. Future Sight goes through unaware. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But it makes this a very valuable tool against Stall. If we get up to +4, which we can Nasty Plot, Future Sight, Nasty Plot again, it'll go off of our special attack stat then. As long as we don't switch out, it's doing that +4 damage, and like taking the damage off of our stat, and really doing a bunch of damage to things like Clefable and Quagsire and really breaking through them. And it rips through everything. Future Sight's in the air, rip through this team. Nasty Plot +2 Scalds also do a ton to Mega Sableye. They do a ton to the Greninja, and if we bait burns, especially on that Sableye, it's not like it threatens me back, you know? There's a ton of ways I can really pressure this team a ton with Slowking, and I'm hoping it puts in some work. Then we have our Mega Audino. Audinite, obviously, is Debility Regenerator, Knock Off, Dazzling Gleam, Wish, and Heal Bell. Heal Bell is just to keep us healthy versus the plethora of status that's probably going to come away. We can wish up the rest of our team. We can wish up our Melmetal. We can wish up our Slowking, and we can Heal Bell away Burns, Toxics, things like that, which, again, are probably going to come off into our squad. So I think this is just kind of a great glue piece. It's a little bit passive versus the rest of the team, but it is going to allow us to keep other things on our squad healthy, which, again, is really, really important in my opinion. Then lastly, we have a Choice Scarf Urshifu. We can go Adamant pretty darn bulky this week. I contemplated Band just because I think it does really well in breaking through this team outside of Clef. But the only issue is I have nothing to outspeed Greninja right now, and Greninja kind of does me dirty outside of my odd note. Even then, I'm not Wish Protect, so it can push through me depending on when I Mega and what I do and things like that. I don't resist any of its moves until I Mega either. So that's really, really scary. I want something to guarantee to outspeed it, as I don't think Scarf Grand comes. You get something to outspeed non-Scarf Raikou, which I also don't think comes. And I'm not very liable to be trapped by Dugtrio, provided I break that thing Sash or something like that. They can't, like, Sash counter me. It also can't, like, band, does it get superpower? I know it can just be banned in general, though, and do a lot of damage, so. Personally, I felt as if I'm not breaking through things like Clef anyways, I might as well use this thing to get momentum. Now, this might come to bite me in the ass against things like Toxapex, but regardless, I think Adamant Blow is still, you know, a big enough threat to force very specific switches and put me in a good spot. But that's going to be the team. Let's hope Delibird pops off here. I'll be right back with the battle. Alrighty, guys, here we are with the battle. Fourth wall break. We totally already started this game, but then realized that we weren't in the Dynamax tier, and that's bad for me because I have a Delibird, but it's not really like a spoiler that I'm going to Dynamax my Delibird. It's the only reason I'd bring it. But we already did our leads. That's as far as we got. We're going to go ahead and lead right here. Now, let's calc something. Delibird. If I Dynamax into Mega Sableye. I 2-hit KO this shit. And I almost want to go for it right now. I think I'm going to. He can't fake me out. If he wants to waste one of my turns, whatever. He is not going to. We're going to do 67. And it's going to Toxic me. That's amazing. Okay. So if we did 67, that means he's very Fizz Def. I'm going to max Hailstorm. Do a ridiculous amount to the Scarm. Oh my goodness, this is a good time. We're going to max Hailstorm here. Oh my goodness, Big Delibird putting in work against the Stall team. Knocking out Scarm immediately. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so nice. I'm going to Drill Run. Oh, we did so much. Oh my gosh, and he stayed in, and he Calm Minded. This is crazy. Delibird just claimed 2 off lead. I'm sorry this isn't great commentary, but I'm so excited right now. I don't think you guys realize how happy that makes me. It brought the Sableye down to 30. Even Phil's excited. He said Delibird King. It brought the Sableye down to 33, killed Scarm, and killed the Raikou. That is so unbelievably good for me. Okay, we're gonna go into our what do you call it, Urshifu, and we get a free U-turn here, which is again amazing for us. My Melmetal goes buck wild now. like absolutely buck wild. I'm so happy with that beginning of the game. I know that's not like crazy commentary, but I got my thumbnail. I got my Delibird just demolishes stall or dismantles stall title. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm so excited. That was a good time. It is helmet. I think I just go into my Melmetal and I think I just dib very freely. I think I very freely throw off a double iron bash. We're gonna knock out the Mega Sableye. Amazing. We will live any Doug Trio hit too. Very easily. So we just have to double iron bash here. We're gonna knock it out. Perfect. Out comes Gren. And from here, what do I want to pivot into? I don't need this. I really don't need this. I'm just gonna discharge. Awesome. And we get the para. Okay, GG. Awesome. GG's. Wow, that was a very quick game. That was a lot of fun though. GG's to Phil. We just dismantled stall with Delibird. I'm super happy about that one. That was one of my favorite games I've played in a while. Like, I know that wasn't like super insightful commentary because I was just screaming the whole time because Delibird popped off. But hey, you know, it was fun. That was a good time. Delibird claimed 2. Melmetal went crazy because I eliminated the 2 things on his team that could deal with Melmetal. So I'm excited. I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like for Delibird. If that's not going to make you like or sub to the channel, I don't know what will, man. I'm just screwed regardless. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Later.